season throughout the year, and now he's going to go for his brother in the form of Yasuo. But we're going to answer with a set from Adam. So he's going to be looking to get much more aggressive up towards the top side of the map. He really likes to play these bruisers that can get in your face and trade in lane. Adam's in the form of Chozy and Def, and FNATIC will be fielding these rookie rosters. And experience is definitely something that's so standing, because when you kind of look at also the history of this organization, while FNATIC has like 8 years of competitive experience, the individual experience is actually so low with 2 EU Masters players, and Niski not making it to Worlds.
I feel like this game is being set up to be an advertisement for EU Masters. Hey, come down.
We use every opportunity, Kobe.
Look at these prospects. You too could nab one for yourself.
I mean, it's great. It is one of the interesting things about like professional League of Legends in Europe is there are other leagues than LEC in the greater continent of Europe. Niski got his start playing 1 split in Turkey, then 1 split in Russia, then came to North America, then went back to Europe. And Whippo in a very similar boat. I think actually, sorry, he was the one who played in Turkey, then Russia, but Niski played in Turkey and then went to NA. And it's like there are other leagues you can kind of go to. So yeah, there's so much place to get experience. There's a lot of slots to kind of level up and be ready for that kind of experience. So here we are.
I like how you include NA as one of the other
yeah,
that you can play
a lot of aspiring, strong European players come to play in the LCS.
I feel included.
It's just true.
So basically, FNATIC's also representing NA. I like it.
Yeah.
We got there eventually. Okay. Here is the delayed invade onto red buff from FNATIC.
All right, I like this one, though. They are passing through their own vision. I believe they weren't spotted on this walk, but Willer, of course, knows to play on the safe side of this one. Looks like we're not going to have too much spice going in here. Willer is saving his smite. Theoretically, there's a chance he fights this red buff. He's actually going to spot the grave, so if you're really lucky, and he's like, yeah, I have to smite that. I have to be smart about this one. But careful, red buff difference means a level 2 Lee Sin is not going to be too happy. Will be able to get away and should have no problem going after the Raptors. But if you really do this, oh my gosh, Whippo? I don't think you kill him.
It's okay that you don't kill him, because you just completely neutered him. He has no jungle. He crosses over. Chad moved to take out his blue side jungle. They preemptively have already control warded the river here, and the Lee Sin has no health potions left. He's so low. Willer is just getting beaten up.
Niski, though, getting beat up a little bit here as well. Will Trophy Lander Tornado no going to be sidestepped? But yeah, Willer says, okay, I'm going to start blue buff. No, I'm not. That's Hillsong. Okay, this is here. Ignite. Q has to flash away, and Willer's still on 1 camp.
And that's why it was such a bold, just heroic move there from Whippo to, in your face between your towers, cross over. He's not looking for the kill. He's looking to beat Willer out of his own jungle, because his bottom lane with the extra ward through river can easily defend it. Just so well done and set up from FNATIC. That confidence. This man just roll swapped a jungle, and he's jungling on your side of the map.
He's just... But the thing about Whippo is this is just him in a nutshell. He's like, can I fight this guy? Yeah, I can fight this guy. And it's just the awareness to then move into the top side, deny everything from Willer. And now look, the classic Adam roam. Level 3, he's in the mid lane.
Flash for the root, but they're going to get a lot of this blocked off. Decent damage, but Chovy will survive. Flash down, though. Flash trade to the mid laners. But TP difference between Niski can get back into lane for pressure.
My word.
Willer has 2 camps. Willer, I mean, we know he can't go anywhere. He tried opposing blue. FNATIC roam. He got his own Krugs. Great. You're not getting a scuttle. You're not getting a gank off. You're on 2 camps. Take a recall. See you later.
Inject this right into my veins. I am just busting out of this box right now. Holy moly. Whippo, I was already so impressed at how well and how quickly he adapted to this roll swap from FNATIC. I have to be honest, when I first heard about it, I was very skeptical. And yet he became, in just 1 year, one of the top junglers in Europe. And he is absolutely blasting here on the world stage with, yes, the help of the team, but it is about setting up and coordinating with your lanes for protecting those areas of the jungle. Guess what? Willer is still level 2 on this champion.
He gets away from it, still gets pulled back in. Chovy is punched, and the rookie Adam from France finds first blood at Worlds.
So this is just... This is Adam. This is what he does. He's not a top laner. He's jungler number 3 on FNATIC. All of them looking to play for mid lane. What they do is they try to unlock Niski on the map so that he can start to roam. They invested the early flash, and then Adam comes down for the repeat gank. Yes, he's behind in CS. He'll be able to catch some of this farm, but from his perspective, he's like, my job's done. Now that Chovy is dead, now that Nisqy has more gold and can roam, this is when Nisqy then starts to pay it back to the rest of his...
I got vibes of the Gladiator movie. Instead of this is Adam, this is Adam, and he just kicks Chovy into the pit. First blood on the superstar from HANWHA Life.
But this is also why, like, so many top laners in Europe, like, they get really annoyed with Azim because they're like, he won't 1v1 me. He just goes mid lane. He goes mid lane at level 2, level 3, level 4, and what Nisqy often gets so praised for is how well he uses lead. So now eyes fall on Nisqy. Can he leverage this advantage that he's been able to gain in mid to successfully set up the rest of the map?
So that EU Masters ad looking pretty good too.
Yep. I will say though, if we check gold, I bet you Nisqy's not actually ahead of Chovy. He was on a shared assist, and Chovy is Chovy. The man is still winning in farm, despite being camped. This is what he does. This is why he is such a legendary mid laner. His gold difference at like 15 across the play-ins was 990. Like, the man just shatters mid laners for breakfast. He's up 6 CS right now, and I mean, he can still be killed to flash his Yasuo, but he's doing real well for himself still.
Yeah, problem is he's got a jungler on 18 CS versus a Bwipo that has 47, and we'll see how that one turns out because it's a Yasuo with no flash. And when you're playing, again, melee mid laners, there's so many other factors you have to take into account. Yes, you're playing against Ryze, but Nisqy is happy to trade his flash there because he's got jungle pressure. He has possible roams as well coming in that can more easily punish. You, as bottom side, does get hooked in, but no commitment.
I think that both AD carries really want a reset here, but with HANWHA having the priority, and keep my eyes on mid right now because, as you mentioned, Chovy, even though he's put a lot of pressure down, will have the first rotation.
Whipple gets the smite there. Willer couldn't get that one, but he's going for the flash away. Flayed back into the Yasuo! Deft gets the kill, but already Chovy's out of lane. There to set it up, and a great setup by Vista.
It's just a faster collapse from HANWHA. They had the better setup around the bot wave, and Chovy was able to rotate in through mid into the river first. They really needed this to get a little bit back for Willer and to try and put Bwipo down.
Yeah, Willer definitely needed that. You can tell Bwipo's mentality there is, I'm not letting this little shrimp get anything, okay? Yeah, my crab, okay? His team comes to his aid, though. That was pure team difference there. HANWHA allowing the kill. Now bottom side, though, Deft with the Ignite burning.
But he's still running away, has all his summoners though, and they've just baited into Hylissang. Oh, he punches him! Deft didn't hit his summoners! He didn't heal, and that means FNATIC are gonna find the kill. The play's not gonna be enough. Whippo's in for the kill, a huge mistake. Has now Morgan forced to run away. Adam just pushed them out of the lane.
Oh, you just got beamed right there! Whoa, Hylissang.
That was a Hylissang flash cue.
It was, but I wanted to say the bean last.
I know.
It's a lot better.
I respect it. But my word, that I mean, Def was not prepared for that at all. Completely caught him off guard, and I think one of the biggest problems here for Bean is, yes, he does get hooked initially. A lot of the damage does get mitigated though, and he's pretty low on mana here, doing what he can to stay into this. There's also a lot of minions, and you can see that now he's completely out of mana. He doesn't want to flash commit because he's not convinced he has the damage. But Hylissang's like, it's okay, I have the damage. I will flash commit and secure the kill. Now Adam in a 2v2.
A lot of danger, no ulti available, but has Hylissang in his back pocket. FNATIC support doing so much heavy lifting in this game. A really, truly stellar player, one to keep your eyes on. He's a lot of the reason why FNATIC has been successful in these years.
And as Betty mentioned, he's the reason why so many people still had confidence in FNATIC here. Like, you know what? It's fine. Bean, he was in finals, EU Masters. Sure. As long as you have Hylissang, you can just follow him, take his hand, he will lead you, and he does exactly that with the flash play there. So FNATIC very happy to get Hylissang out and open into roaming, as well as the Rift Herald is started up by Willer.
Willer able to leech enough XP to reach level 6. At least he's got his ultimate up there. Ulti combo going to come in. Not a ton of damage. Definitely able to sidestep that one. Let's get him pulling in Hylissang, level 5. And Shock is down for Vista, so pretty squishy here. Will there be a team fight? Not right now. Willer going to save on that smite. Both junglers are around. Whippo needs to wait a few more seconds. His smite's not just yet, but it will be in time. That's going to be Herald resetting anyway. It's not going to matter.
So I noticed that Nisqy was actually backing up there to get closer to Adam so that he could use the Realm Warp to bring him in a little bit faster. Should a fight actually kick off. Morgan's ultimate is just about to come up.
The play to go for. He's got flash. He's got the Sork shoes there as well. Bubba trying to zone out the rest of the team. Willis still waiting around though. I will not put it in smite range just yet, but he's still waiting a team fight. Bot lane is going to battle under the turret here as well. Realm Warp trying to find the play as Adam comes in. Yasuo dives in, and they're going to find the kill on a Graves. 1 for 0 so far. Adam going to get the punch, going to flash to safety. Hook on a Hillsong means kill number 2, and Chovy just routinely activated there. Niski forced to flash to safety. Willer will miss the Q as meanwhile, Bean is forced out of the bottom lane, so HANWHA Life wins on both halves of the map.
Exactly. Huge victory here for HANWHA Life. Great focus. You could see they immediately go on to Bwipo. 100% to 0 there. They get the knock up on him into the Kennen stun, taking him down, being able to burn out the Rift Herald fight, as well as Deft on bottom side. Because Bean already used his combo with his ultimate, he pushes him out of the tower, earns a turret plate for himself simultaneously. So HANWHA get right back into it.
And look at how quickly HANWHA are able to claim control of this as well. So the ultimate in, Willa follow up, and then the Flay is actually what sets up the ultimate for Chovy to then one-shot Bwipo. Yes, he is very strong. He does have a level advantage over the enemy jungler, but he's still quite squishy, especially this early on into the game. So the moment that he drops, FNATIC then lose a lot of their damage and their ability to commit to the fight. And again, Chovy, Deft, two of the people that we talked about for HANWHA Life coming into this game, you can see how dominant they are being in their respective lanes. They are players that you have to rely on and have to respect because they know how to build leads for themselves.
The small saving grace there for FNATIC was that because Bwipo did stay on the Rift Herald, they got the Rift Herald kill, and Niski was able to go in and pick up the Herald. Cost him his flash in order to get out and not die afterwards, but at least they did pick up the Herald in the aftermath, and that doesn't show on gold scoreboard right now, but should be a lot more money into Niski's pockets directly.
Yeah.
Usually when jungler picks up Rift Herald, obviously you're gonna have to share at least half of your Rift Herald plate money with the jungler, but you can funnel the Rise basically with Niski picking it up and try and get to the point where you can have the split push Rise.
Niski doesn't have to share. That can always be nice. Adam, by the way, going full tank. We often see AD versions of Set, but this time around he is going for some kind of a Sunfire build. The Bombi Cinder is in. That means he has to lock in for a tank mythic. Want to point out, though, that 3 turret plates have already been taken by Deft. We obviously know the loss of Upset is a big blow to FNATIC, and that turns into 27 CS and 3 turret plates. Deft is going to be a much bigger factor than Bean is on Misfortune here. Look for the hook, not going to land it. A couple of slows, though, might mean Vista could be killed, as Hillsong has to walk on back. Willer does not want to take the fight. Might have not had a ward to hop to, as now Adam's forced to run away. The combo comes in, Rise instantly dead, and they're going to look for the set there as well. Stopwatch to buy time, but still a 2 for 0. HANWHA Life just completely crushing Vista. Gets a double flay. No knock-up in for Chovy. Deft's got to be a little bit careful, as it is going to be FNATIC walking back to the turret.
And the collapse from HANWHA once again absolutely flawless. Chovy's already making his way down. Morgan is able to match the TP from Adam, and they're effectively able to punish FNATIC. And a lot of that came from a poor engage from Hillsong. He used his W early onto a minion to try and set up the passive early, but because of that, Deft saw a window where he could then look for the re-engage, and this is where HANWHA Life then start the fight in their favor.
Exactly, chunking down Hillsong early, then being able to have Chovy early rotate down. They section off the team fight, force away the rest of the members that were here early, and they can just collapse on the double teleport. Even with them both arriving, FNATIC, kind of like the Rift Heralds fight, were a little bit split here, and so HANWHA are able to focus fire down, immediately annihilate Niski, and then finish up Adam afterwards, catching him on the edge of that stun.
Gale forces that win for Aphelios, so he's ready to get out if he needs to, or follow in and get the assassination. Kick and Yasuo always really clean and easy. FNATIC gonna go ahead and look at mid lane turret right now. 40 seconds left on turret plates, and that means if they knock down 2, they would love to summon it. Niski needs to actually just hit that button. At this point, honestly, to summon it here and knock down the wave. I think a little bit, there we go. Does get it. They're gonna find probably plates 2, 3, and 4 to this one, and it will be a lot of gold on Niski. But they will not get the entire turret, as top lane just being solo pushed. Good timing. Herald gets all 3 plates, and Niski gets plus 480 for that one. Keeps the gold a little bit closer, but yeah, Morgan alone in top lane. He's up 40 in farm right now, and he's getting his 3rd plate, almost.
And this is one of the big advantages for Morgan because of how often that Adam roams around the map. He's just been freely allowed to sit in the 1 versus 0, pick himself up towers, pick himself up farm, and he's getting very close to his first item. And while these early roams paid off a little bit for Adam, Freak, you were talking about it, it didn't really affect Chovy that much. He still had priority pretty consistently in his lane. He was still building up CS advantages, and you only have to look at the scoreboard to recognize, yeah, there's a huge jungle difference right now. But the laners, all going in favor of HANWHA.
And, you know, because Bwipo invested in steel caps, and Morgan being the one left alone, he doesn't have the MR or the tenacity for these big cannon ultimates. Morgan can make or break this game for HANWHA. So it's gonna be a very big impact there. Very high importance on your flank wards here for FNATIC, but also Adam on the set has a big job as far as ulting the cannon out to deny that big cannon ultimate. If he completely stuffs Morgan, then things will be just fine for them.
Good play by Vista. Able to read that it was going to be aggressive towards his teammate. Was already playing towards the back. Easily pulls Deft back, no problem. Gives us a little crab emote. Nice Cloud9 shout out there as Hylissang just gets jumped on, and he is gonna almost drop. Oh, yep, he's gonna still burn down. Thank you to, I believe, the end of a Calibrum snipe. Ignite helping with that one as well from Vista, and that is a kill confirmed. 7-3 for HANWHA Life Esports.
Vista and Def, baby, another one locked up here. Really nice move there from Vista. Play in, timing on the Ignite as well. Finish him off, and this is going to be, again, you already mentioned, but the Aphelios carry towards the mid stages is going to be a big thing here for HANWHA.
Well, sadly, Nisqy unable to get out of his lane. You know, we talked about the fact that he's supposed to pay his team back, and I've always loved Nisqy for his ability to roam. I think he's been a really good map player overall across his career. But this is one where, despite being on a rise, despite having a TP advantage permanently, having, you know, multiple ways to get across the map, his only assist is the one that his team gave him by going to his lane.
It's true. He's really struggled, and like in this matchup, a really good Yasuo player can just keep the rise locked underneath his turret. And funnily enough, Chovy is a really good Yasuo player.
Weird.
Weird like that, yeah. And he's been doing a great job. He's been making the rotation first. We saw it at the beginning in the river against Bwipo. We see it again in the roam towards bot lane. And even though Chovy doesn't have TP, it still feels like that he's everywhere that he needs to be at the right time. So props to the rest of HANWHA Life stepping up when Willa was put so far behind, because many junglers would really struggle to recover after a deficit like that.
Got to rely on your team in those scenarios. He did that to get the bottom side grab. Now he's you know, getting ripped out while the last remnants of the mid turret are picked up. Those are indefensible by HANWHA, so it's going to be sacrificed no matter what. And it's nice to get your trades on the other side. You're pushing down top map. You will get the top side turret, plus you'll get second Rift Herald. So good exchange here for them.
There we go, turret knocked down. Gold difference about 2,200. Certainly it's going to feel good for HANWHA Life fans and players, but this is not insurmountable. FNATIC are still in this one. Honestly, Rise side lane can still scale, of course. Graves, once he gets to his second item there, once the Eclipse comes through, like that should feel pretty good. So not out of it just yet, but obviously it has been a HANWHA Life for most of this game.
So something that we haven't seen much of is the use of wind wall against bullet time, and how effective it can actually be in some of the upcoming fights. And I think that Chovy, as he often is, will be a player worth watching, because you know, even if an MF is a little bit behind in the laning phase, that ultimate can just rip through an entire enemy team, but a single wind wall could mitigate all of it.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that you have to keep in mind as Bean when you're looking for your ultimates, as you know, Dragon is picked up here by FNATIC with the early positioning before a collapse from HANWHA. Yes, you have to worry about wind wall, which is extremely frustrating. You're also going to have to worry about, you know, the cannon flanks, where he's constantly looking to come in with that stun, so you cannot stand in the same spot. Plus, Willer can still provide value to this team, even though he is kept down so heavily in the early game. If you get a good flank into kick, all you need is a good kick for Chovy, and Yasuo comes flying in. So there's so many things with positioning that they're going to have to look at and try and adapt here as HANWHA start to move their vision lines in deeper and deeper and make those rotations more difficult.
When's the next play? That's the question, because we have had the Dragons answer back. HANWHA Life didn't make the big play for the bottom side, so FNATIC, I mean, at the very least, buys a ton of breathing room, and that they're not going to be facing this Cloud Soul for a very long time. But here comes the dive. 3 on, kick and ulti. It's a guaranteed combo, and Nisqy just cannot get away. But the answer back on a Morgan, that's not going to happen either. The dunk will not be in range of anything. Finds Vista, but that is just still not a target going to get anything out of as the mid lane turret, or sorry, bot lane turret falls.
Yep, there's your value right there. Willer, go in, get the kick. Yasuo, surgical removal of Nisqy. Plus, as you mentioned, pushing on bottom side for Deft, he has been relentless.
It's just advantages across the board right now for HANWHA, looking extremely clean. And obviously, they looked, well, their only loss in the playing stage was to LNG, and many even questioned whether that was largely down to a draft difference. Like, because they were playing very well in the early game, and the analyst has talked about would they be able to get early game leads against this FNATIC squad, and like sure, they were killing them a bunch. It wasn't like they were dominating them because of how far behind their jungler got put, but their laners were reliable, as they often are. You looked at Chovy, you looked at Def as being these consistent factors, and then Morgan being given so much freedom in his 1 versus 1 as Adam tried to assist the rest of the map that didn't really result in anything. Now FNATIC found themselves 3k gold behind, and it just feels like the HANWHA Life have so much more control on the map. And remember, Adam, he just invested his flash and ultimate on a support, which then didn't even result in a trade back in kills. So FNATIC definitely struggling right now against HANWHA.
Adam gonna go ahead and fight for the wave as Chovy clears it out, finds a little bit of punch damage, finds a short stun, but Chovy unperturbed. He's got a knockup, he's got a combo. They're gonna just assassinate this poor tank set. Merc treads affect nothing across those 2 champions. Now Whippo finds himself in a 1v2. He's got steel caps. That does not help against Kennen either, but they might find damage onto Morgan. The burst comes across and they find that kill. Niski even brings some minions for a party.
Ooh, FNATIC really needed that one to be able to save Whippo there, get the kill for themselves, and because they're able to get that pickoff on Morgan, they also get bottom side turret, but Riftgeld ushered all the way into the inhibitor turret for that charge, and Willer's looking for another dive on mid.
This is dangerous. Yes, Bean's gonna get rid of that. Means the rest of the combo's going to land, no problem. He went for the wave clear, but Bean set it up. Sorry, Def set it up. To be fair, Bean set himself up. But yes, the kill came across, and it's still HANWHA Life pretty much everywhere. A second turret does go down. It's some money back in the pocket, but now we're at a 4,000 gold difference.
A second flawless dive from HANWHA Life in the mid lane. Very well done to punish Bean. Now, FNATIC trying to look for something back. Hylissang, unfortunately, unable to land anything, and how Deft actually doing so much damage could turn this around.
He's down just to about 1,000 health. Gets flayed back in as well. This is dangerous. He might be rooted. He's got a quick shield. The locket helping, but now we've got to re-engage. And yes, Chovy is in. Gets one. Hooked by some time. And now Adam punches and dies. This is 12-4. HANWHA Life a cut above.
The members of Chovy Life Esports never faltered for a second. You get first blood on Chovy, but the Church of Chovy stands strong. And now it is looking at Baron, warded up behind the backside of Baron 2. So even though Whippo can try and get in here for a steal, does have smite, no blast cone, no flash.
All right, what can he even do? Because, yeah, Whippo could ult backwards to get in the range. You could dash forward, and they're not going to get him in there. Nope, not going to happen. Zoned out at the end. Had a chance to jump in, but not going to come through. So, Baron claimed the 22 minutes, and this is all HANWHA Life.
Oh, that was clean from Chovy, and it's so cool getting his perspective, because look at how he uses the ultimate to get onto the backline, gets onto the Graves as well, and then he has the shield from the shield bow to offer that extra bit of protection, and the spacing around Adam. Just such flawless execution from the side of HANWHA Life, and it feels like that at every point after the early game shenanigans, they have just gotten the better of FNATIC. They've moved around the map better, they have collapsed better, and they have individually outperformed FNATIC.
Yeah, I just like from that replay how he charges up his Q on the Raptors and quickly enters the fight.
Yep, Axmic replay, Chovy effect pretty strong, but I gotta say, as much as people like to say it's Chovy Life, the entire team has done a lot here. He was, picked down in lane, but Vista had so many good setups every single time. Willer goes in for the kick to make sure the ult's gonna land, and now Whippo in a fight. Knockup is found. Adam is probably gonna drop, has a big shield, buys some time, goes for the dunk, but it's still just 2-0. Depth has been activated. He's got the damage output here. Hylissang's days are numbered. The triple kill for the bot laner now as Chovy's in the chase for a bit more, but he's gonna be able to kite away and stay alive. Dragon gonna be on a silver platter.
That looks like a really good team fight for FNATIC, but once again, it's this wind wall that came up clutch in the choke point. Flash in, great.
Predicted! Nice flash hook from Vista. The bottom lane of HANWHA has just smashed this entire game. Not to mention, Morgan went with the Horizon Focus, item number 2 here on Kennen for max burst damage, max punishment on anyone who did buy steel caps. He is the only AP here on HANWHA, so he has to be a big threat, and he's gone full offense Kennen build. Yeah, no stopwatch, but also no Banshee's Veil, no nothing. It's all kill, no defense.
I gotta point out, by the way, Vista, gotta shout out all the former AD carries who became supports.
Okay.
Made the swap this year. Here he is at Worlds. So far, practically undefeated.
There have been a lot of role swaps from multiple roles to support that have been very successful. As we see in this replay, though, starts out with another one of the knockups, but I want to keep my eyes on Def because Def has been crushing it. Picks up the double kill here. He's got red-white guns, so you cannot go close. He chases him down, dashes in with the Gale Force there, finishes off another close range with the... okay, never mind. We got another one.
We got a kick and a wait on the ult that Hillsong has to flash and W to get to safety, but stays alive, so okay, fair enough. Only a summoner forced out, but it's still map control.
Man, every time Willa kicks, Chovy ults. It's just literally every time. Sometimes it's instant, sometimes he waits, but whoever gets kicked is getting ulted by Chovy. The communication between the mid-jungle, flashing from Niski.
Flash follow, it's good work. There's a lot of damage, and Def flashes the second half of the queue. Bullet time buys a bit of it, but now Niski slowed up and killed. Def gets a follow through, but Adam is there. There's the duck, somebody he'll buy some time. Adam needs one more punch, and he gets some 950 on the top later for that one. And now FNATIC have to run. Be careful, Whippo could be chased down. Here comes the Q to follow, and you got Morgan in the back line there as well. Whippo's shield bow is popped, but Willer, that was perfect timing. I think the Q landed just as shield bow ended and assassinates the jungler.
Revenge, freak, revenge.
Yeah.
It takes a while. You gotta rely on your team for a while. Get me this crab, get me this kill. I'll kick for your ultimates, I'll kick for your ultimates. Finally, he gets his revenge on Whippo for the early invades. And that is definitely some strong mental from him there. Not tilting. You mentioned when, you know, junglers get reduced down to not even a single quadrant, but still are able to persevere.
Yep, go ahead, take this replay. Vedius, we got some cool fights here.
So this is just FNATIC looking to try and get back into the game. They see Deft in the mid lane, and they see an opportunity to try and make a play happen. Unfortunately for FNATIC, it didn't quite pan out the way that they wanted it. Just beautiful dancing backwards from HANWHA. The way in which they kite back, of course, Deft is kind of left out to die, but there's a lot that they can do because they recognize there's so much more to gain on the top side. Really great patience here from Willow, the use of the Lantern as well to give him an escape option, but they're just waiting for Morgan to come in from the flank to then get more kills. And Willow, who was put so far behind earlier, is dominating.
And we got to see, actually, why Collector could be good on Aphelios with the red buff. That's what killed off Niski. A red buff tick was like, and Collector. Otherwise, no one was hitting him, and Ryze is going to free fire, so that is part of the reason. Like, we've seen the, like, Lord Dominix versus Collector, like, arguments online. There's just, like, one evidence piece in favor of Collector. Sometimes that tick really does matter. That execute does matter. And now, with a 10,000 gold lead, they managed to bait out the ulti from Hillsong. So, not going to be a pick off there. And HANWHA Life able to keep on pushing forward.
I like that we did get to see an attempt at a FNATIC brush play here.
Yeah.
But right before HANWHA are about to push in on the base, Deft handles mid lane while Chovy's got top the rift.
There, nice try. Willer kicks, not going to be the follow through just yet. Rooted in place, and there is the wind wall. Buy some time, stay alive, but the wave is gone. FNATIC going to keep defending. And not going to be easy to kill off this set. Nah, he's tanky.
I just love how Willer's like, I got you, Chovy, I'm here. Goes in for the kick. Chovy's like, I am not taking that one. You have to know when to hold them.
Yep.
That was definitely a hold there. It's not really going to cost them everything. Very, very low cooldown on your kick to go in for there. They've still got full control of the map. Look at this mini-map. Please toggle us the vision, and you will see how lights out looks for FNATIC. It's all on their side of the map. HANWHA have fully moved up their vision line. And FNATIC trying to get some territory. They've only basically got, the one FNATIC rush there with their one lone control ward outside the base.
They're even pinging it for us. How nice of FNATIC to be like, yeah, these are where our wards are, guys. This is what we can see. So thank you for, I don't know, they're not watching the stream, obviously, but we got the next Baron coming up soon. The first one looked pretty good. Several thousand gold. I want to say it was like 4,800 maybe the first time the HANWHA Life Esports got it. And now they're going to go ahead and grab the second. It seems likely they try to force a fight around here at the very least, because again, with the 10,000 gold lead, you can take pretty much any 5-on-5 and it looks pretty good. Willer not going to go for the big kick play. Does respect his durability. Does not have his GA done. His stopwatch is broken, so he can be assassinated. Hysteric really his only defensive tool in that regard. So back he goes to the river. But the Baron setup begins.
What I think is crazy about HANWHA is they don't need, Willa, that's a lot of damage, but they don't actually need him for the Baron because Chovy and Deft can just two-man it with a Yasuo and Aphelios who burn the Baron so quickly, they just can't afford to flip it. And I like the fact that they're now backing off. They realize that FNATIC has a little bit too much control of their side of the jungle, and instead they're going to disengage. Go take themselves the free Drake, back off for now and just be comfortable. You know what, guys? We have a 10k gold lead.
Yeah.
We don't need to throw this. Let's instead just take the easier objectives and I'll take our time with what seems to be a guaranteed win at this point for HANWHA.
Exactly, and you want to get this dragon quickly here to try and get the soul arrival a bit quicker onto the map as well. You know, Cloud Soul would actually be nice for this one. Mention how important it is for, you know, positioning and being able to get in there for those big cannon ultimates. Will be quite nice for Morgan. He's got a stopwatch, by the way, one use for a big team fight, and still continues on with so much damage. This cannon flank is going to be extremely frightening.
And it's just thematic with Yasuo, so how can you not go for it, realistically? You know, you want as many as possible, it just makes you feel good. I do want to point out, though, you talked a bit ago about the sort of tilt-proof nature of Willer.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I told you, hey, there's a game where one jungler gets 2 camps, the other gets 8 on the first clear. One of them's 4-0 and 12, one of them's 2-4 and 1. Who would you attribute that to? You know, you'd be like, well, the guy who got jungle dipped really hard is probably 2-4 and 1. Nah, Willer undeathed. I don't know, a deathless here in this one. Undead, yeah, whatever. He's just been for every fight, for every setup, and the goal difference has not mattered. He's been at the right place at the right time.
I think that Kobe just set it up really nicely earlier on in the game. Is Niski kick?
The kick. Pretty beautiful. Stopwatch able to be used. The front line's going to be there. HLE running away, puts the shields on, and Niski runs away for dear life, but Def just cuts him down one auto easier thanks to collecting the gold. And now mid lane can be under a bit of fire. Adam gets the wave clear and walks away.
Yeah. So as you can see, HANWHA basically get to do whatever they want. Their AD carry is higher level than every single FNATIC member. Chovy is level 17, and this Baron should be pretty easy for them to secure. The biggest hope that FNATIC have is that Bwipo can find some sort of miracle steal, but look at Morgan here, lying in wait, zoning Bwipo away from the objective. HANWHA want to deny 50-50 as much as possible.
All right, TVs come in. This is kind of the make or break moment, or it's all lights out. FNATIC gonna try, jump through the pit, and it was smiteable, but still claimed. Willer is able to make it happen. 1 for 0 in the team fight, as of course Graves will die. Morgan is low, but Morgan is not going to stop. And it's time to get a bit more. Flash away from the hook. Adam is going to spot Def, but he's going to be rooted in place, so that's going to be a follow-through. The shots come in, a quick shield, but they want to chase this one. The flash in. Not going to get it just yet, though, but a kick is there. A knockup is in. Under the tower they go. Chovy gets the double, and they're going to get the last one. HLE will indeed drop. This is game over. 25-5. Bwipo was heroic in the level 2 jungle skirmish. Incredible play there. They put some pressure on a Chovy. They found first blood. The first few minutes belonged to FNATIC. The entire rest of it belonged to HANWHA Life Esports, the better team for sure, as they sit and wait for one final kill. Hey, Bwipo, that was really rude of you at the start. They missed the hook. Doesn't matter. Nexus falls, and HANWHA Life start with a win.